pink. Where did it go?
In my eye.
Perfect. Welcome back, Mangüis, to this wonderful Monday, or it will be Monday when you see this. Today we decided to hop on the hair dyeing trend and we're gonna dye his head. And like, I'm not trying to mess up Ricardo's hair today. I want to do it good. I want him to look good. So, yikes. So we're gonna start with bleaching this hair. We're gonna try to get it as light as possible to begin with, so that way we can, as we color from then on, because it uses a developer, it's gonna lighten as it goes. And we're gonna try not to overdo it by starting with 30 to bleach, right? Because he says 30 is like the median part, and it will always lighten. And then we're gonna go with a 20 volume developer for the coloring and the toning. This one has argan oil. I don't know. The lady at the place said it was good, but I also feel like the people at Sally's don't know what they're talking about either. So he says follow the instructions. So this one, oh gosh, we're gonna use 30 volume. It's 1 scoop of powder to 2 scoops of developer.
Scoops? What scoops?
What I think I'm gonna do is just bleach the tops of his hair, because the back of his head, his hair is really short. It's gonna be really, really warm. And so I don't want it to overdevelop. So I think we're gonna just bleach the top part
first.
Well, I don't know if I think we're gonna just bleach it, period. This will be the only one we bleach. And then because as we use the coloring, it's gonna lighten at the same time. So it's 1 scoop to 2 scoops. That doesn't tell me anything for measurements. So we're gonna eyeball it. So it's 1 to 2, basically. Yeah, so that's the powder. So it's 1 to 2, and so I need to double that with this. I'm gonna fill it to the line, because I feel like that's 2 times. And so I poured that in there, that 30 developer. Brad Mondo, please tell me if I'm doing this right. If you do react, please let me know. I'm trying here. And then we're gonna stir it. I paint and do lots of art, so I have these paint tools, because they didn't have anything for dyeing, like no brushes, no nothing. So we're gonna use the spatula to mix it together. And then I have a
paintbrush.
I have a paintbrush, but he said in the video that if you use your fingers, as long as you just do it right, it'll be fine. So I can just use my fingers.
We've colored my hair before.
So I'm just trying to get all the lumps out so there's no clumps when I put it in here. Stirring it in, trying to get all the lumps out. Oh gosh, let's try to do this correctly. Just sit on all these pillows, it's too short. So I need you to like kind of lean back. Lean back. All right, so Kira didn't really explain herself correctly, so we're gonna do a voiceover. So everything I'm doing and have done, I got from Brad Mondo's video about dyeing your hair at home. And basically in that video, he really insists that you start at the mid shafts of your hair, going to the ends and ending at the roots. Now, since he has short hair, it's a little harder to do that. So what I tried to do, and what I ended up doing, was starting at the top of his head, completely saturating every strand I could possibly saturate with that bleach. And I had to use my hands because we didn't have a brush, and I didn't really want to use that paintbrush because I was just nervous it would like deposit color or something, and I didn't want to risk it. So as you can see, I'm just really like saturating as much of the strands as I can, pulling apart, and just really getting it on there. I'm really trying to avoid clumping of hair underneath where I put the bleach. Yeah, I'm just avoiding basically all of the shortest parts of his hair. So around the base of his neck, around the sides of his face that frame him, because that's the hottest part and that's gonna be blonder quicker. So I'm trying to avoid that, and we're gonna come back after like a 10 to 12 minute break. I think we did 10 minutes here, because after 10 to 15 minutes, what Brad Mondo says, that basically that's when things start to process, and that's when you can put it on the roots. So keeping that in mind, we come back 10 minutes later. We're gonna put it back, the bleach on all the back of his head, the sides of his head, everything. and then he'll be a beautiful blonde goddess. So the timer is up, and you can see that it's starting to process, because you can see I really avoided the roots because the roots are still brown. So what I'm going in now is I'm using my hands again, and I'm going to go around all the back of his neck. Oh, actually, I'm a liar. So you see that little brush thing? So we got this brush because we wanted to really get it in every single strand without really irritating his scalp, because using my hands, obviously I have a lot less control. So we're just literally brushing it through every single strand so that everything is evenly bleached. But yeah, for this one, we're gonna let it sit for another 15 minutes because we really want this to process. We really want this to lift the color from his hair. He has virgin hair. All the brown is all virgin. There's only a little bit of tips that were bleached before, but the rest is all virgin hair, so it won't take too much to lift, which is definitely why we use 30 and not a 40 or something crazy like that. And we're just gonna let it sit. You can see I really saturated. He's looking like Goku right now, but yeah, we're gonna let it sit for that time. I don't know what Kira was getting sassy about right there, but yeah, we're just gonna let it sit. We'll be back, and then we're gonna tone with the, oh, look at his screensaver. Okay, Bad Bunny. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna let it sit, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna tone it using a lavender ice toner that we found, because we want it to be kind of grayish, and we think that that will complement the pink that we showed here, which is a flamingo pink, to make like a rose gold. So while Ricardo is rinsing his hair, I was making the toner mix, which is the whole bottle of toner to an equal part of 20 developer, which is 2 ounces of dye. So I did 2 ounces roughly of developer. You can see it's all mixed here. So now we're back. I got the toner, and his hair is completely dried because, as I mentioned earlier, you do not dye wet hair because it won't hold, according to Brad Mondo, and I trust him with my life.
And
at least
I've
my
done
hair.
it before and I did it wrong.
Okay, so application time is super simple. Literally just saturating the hair with the toner. I'm not too worried about, you know, waiting 10 minutes in between because it's not bleach, but you can see there's some brown spots that didn't really lift all the way, but not to worry. 20 level developer is still a level that's going to lift color as it develops, so some of that brown is still gonna lift when we tone. And do remember that hair does go from darker to lighter, so it's not necessarily patchy looking. It just looks like the roots are a little darker, which is quite all right for the look we're going for. So we're back. Ricardo's gonna show the hair off a little. Get in there. So you can see there's still a little bit. I missed the bottom that kind of like didn't really bleach, but I think it's all right because again, like your roots should be a little darker anyways. And like I wanted like the main part, this top part, to be the lightest. It turned out just like that, and it transitions so nicely to the rest of his hair. So it turned out perfectly how we envisioned it. So we do want this to be a light pink is what he wants to go for. So we're gonna use 20 developer, but I'm gonna put just a little bit of 30. Oh, all right. But we're gonna put just a little bit of 30. It's again a 1-to-1 ratio with this, and this is about 2 ounces. So we're gonna use this, and then 2 ounces roughly of developer. So now I'm gonna mix it all together, and that's like a nice little pink right there. That's a nice pink. Okay. Oh my gosh, y'all, do you see how beautiful this pink is? It is literally a pink fantasy. So also, do y'all see Gigi in the background? You probably see her pop her head up. Yep, right there. That badass cat. Anyway, this pink is absolutely fire. I love it. I absolutely love it. And obviously it's gonna be a little bit lighter once it's washed out and sit in the hair, but either way, it turns out great. Just like the toner, saturate the whole head, let it sit, wash it out, and you're good to go.
Chicle.
All right, so I think that's good. We're gonna let it sit on there for 20-25 minutes, more on the 25-minute side.
Set a timer for 25 minutes.
so that way it can really soak in there, and then we'll check back with you once he's clean, conditioned, blow dry, all that, and we'll let you know how it turned out. Y'all, when I tell you this is fire, it is fire. And when we went out this morning, the sun was really blessing us and blessing my eyes with the glimmer and the shine of this pink. And it is the perfect shade of pink for us because he wanted it to be bright and light, but it still looks a little natural. I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Brad Mondo, for your tips and tricks to get us here. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate every one of you who takes the time to watch our videos. We all appreciate it. Please subscribe, comment, share, like, all of that good stuff, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys later. Love y'all. Bye.